This is Michael Luchies from the Collegiate Entrepreneurs Organization, and I'm joined here by young entrepreneur Danny Nardo, co-founder of Nardo's Natural, and Danny will also be speaking to students and entrepreneurs at the upcoming 2014 CEO National Conference later this year in Orlando. Danny, thanks a lot for joining me.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm really honored to be here.
Tell us about Nardo's Natural.
Nardo's Natural is a family organic skincare line. We started out of our kitchen in St. Petersburg, Florida, and usually people are taken back by that when they say, wait a minute, what are four brothers doing making skincare products out of their mom's kitchen? We are quite a unique business, but it all started because we were just health-minded, growing up playing every sport you could think and eating right and exercising often, and we said it shouldn't stop there, and we wanted to start making healthy skincare products as well, and that idea turned into a business. It was really fun.
What have you learned as an entrepreneur?
As an entrepreneur, I learned it's okay to fail. It's okay to make mistakes. I think making those attempts and doing things is what defines an entrepreneur, someone who doesn't sit back. And I think I really truly believe in taking chances, because that's where a lot of things in my business has evolved from, taking those calculated risks, not always taking mindless risks, but when they are calculated so that there is some sort of outcome that can be positive. I think attacking things head on and accepting failure and learning from those mistakes is one of the things that I've really enjoyed as being an entrepreneur, and that freedom and that ability to do what I need to do to make it happen.
Have you found a good way to measure and to really measure the risk and figure out if something's worth the risk or not?
I think that's the fun behind being an entrepreneur. You're never really going to know, and really, I've been a wonderful mentor to students and young entrepreneurs and businessmen and CEOs, but the beauty behind them doing it themselves and being an entrepreneur just as I am, there is no actual guideline. There is no manual. You have to create that yourself, and I think that's all a part of the fun process that it is to become a business owner. Is you are building your own story, your own business platform, and from there, it's all about, again, going back to those risks and taking those leaps of faith and trying new things and seeing what the outcome is going to be, and hopefully it's in a positive way.
Great. And thank you for agreeing to speak at the 2014 CEO National Conference. What do you plan on sharing with the students and entrepreneurs in attendance?
You know, I really would like to share my story. It's an inspiring story about, I say, a naive individual with a big dream. And a lot of people have dreams out there and they don't pursue them, or it's difficult, or they just simply don't know how to go about pursuing that dream. And that's why I'm there, to just explain to them how it is possible to believe and achieve. And I just want to give some of my life lessons that I've learned and share some of my stories. And I hope that motivates and inspires the individuals to just say, you know, they can do this too. And I hope that they can relate and put themselves in my shoes one day.
Why do you give your time to speak at events like the CEO National Conference?
And I give my time and speak at these events like the CEO National Conference because I remember sitting back with a plan when I was in college, and I said, I have this idea, I have this goal, but I have no idea how to accomplish it. And I remember somebody coming to my school and talking to me, or a large group of us in the audience, and I remembered that feeling after the event and how excited I was to just want to go on and achieve and do something as that individual had done, because I just saw how much he had learned and how much he had grown as a person, but also as a businessman. And I just think that little bit of guidance helped push me, so I'm here to help push those students when maybe they are a little confused, or if they are already business owners or CEOs, if they're just looking for new and youthful ideas, and that's what I hope to bring to the table.
Now, a lot of what you do within Nardo's Natural is around branding. What are some quick tips you can give to a young entrepreneur about branding their business?
I think one of the best and easiest things are just keep it simple. A lot of these companies really try to go extreme early on, as the business begins to evolve, I think that's when you can maybe take it to new heights. But just keep it simple early on. Keep the color scheme quite simple but unique. Something that's not going to be too overwhelming, but it's also going to be memorable. You really want to make your company memorable, and you want to do that in the easiest way possible because early on, unfortunately, you're not that known. So you just want to go about it in a way that, okay, this is going to be easy to recognize, easy for someone to say, hey, I know what that is now. And it's not because of this something that's a crazy, unique concept, because unfortunately it's a little difficult to do at the younger stages in business. And I think if you just keep it simple, stupid, go back to the basics, that KISS, we all learned that when we were young. I think that's something that's going to be the best route for people wanting to start to, being a young entrepreneur.
Have there been any branding-related mistakes that you've made along the way that you've learned from?
Absolutely, and I think that a lot of business is about following trends, and I'm in the organic world, in the organic and natural world in skincare. And typically when people think organic, they think about those darker colors and those earth tones. And that's how my company was labeled in the beginning. We were dark green and brown and, dirt and grass. And that's what I defined organic in my mind as that's what it was supposed to be. And it took about 2 years for my business to break out of that shell and say, well, who says that that's what that has to be? Because my audience wasn't relating to it because the organic world wasn't as popular, and I still wanted to meet the demand of the rest of the consumers out there. And they wanted the more vibrant color, and we really changed our entire color scheme to our entire company from a dark brown to a really nice, we call it tropical water blue. And it really has made an impact. I mean, branding is something that's extremely important. And I've noticed it just from the way that individuals view my products and look at them on the shelves. They don't question them now, thinking that it's a very, unflattering organic line. It now just has such a light, airy, just clear and crisp feel to it just because of the appearance and the color scheme and the way that the text flows on the bottles. A lot of those things just took a little bit of time and development as a business and in myself as I began to grow.
It's now been a few years since your successful trip into ABC Shark Tank. Do you ever get tired of being associated with the show and not just recognized as a strong company, or is it now a built-in part of your identity?
I think it's certainly built into part of our identity. I wouldn't say I get tired of it. It was an unbelievable experience and only a positive experience. The exposure from Shark Tank was just something that was certainly phenomenal, and you've got millions of people viewing you in those moments right there, and that's your moment to capture the world. And we were very grateful that we successfully had done so. But I think it's what you do after that. And as I speak to people and I talk to individuals about how you can ride a wave, but every wave must crash. And Shark Tank isn't always going to be around, and it's what you do with your business after that opportunity is what defines you. And thankfully, ours has continually moved in a positive direction. So I feel that we are not just associated as a reality TV show contestant, but as a strong entrepreneur.
What's your best for young entrepreneurs?
Pardon me?
What's your best piece of advice for young entrepreneurs?
I would say keep going. And I know it sounds kind of cliche, but that's one of the things I've learned in business. It's those businesses that can survive 5 years. If you can survive 5 years, you're going to start coming out on the positive end and seeing positive figures. And it's okay to not see positive figures for the first 5 years. You're still adapting. You're still learning. I still admit to making mistakes every day, and I think that everybody should be making mistakes because you need to constantly learn new things. When you're not learning, I don't understand how that can work. I don't understand how somebody can always say that I've completed everything. I'm not learning anything else. I don't really think that's possible. There's always something else out there that you need to learn and comprehend. So I just would tell them to keep pushing forward, get past that 5-year mark. That's when your business model is going to be sound. It's going to be a nice foundation to build upon, and that's when you're going to start building your figures. Don't worry about building your figures from the first day you open your doors in the business. You can't look at it that way.
Why would you encourage young current or aspiring entrepreneurs to attend events like the CEO National Conference?
I think this event and events like this one are just fantastic for young entrepreneurs because this not only gives them an insight as to what's going on out there in the world, because these are the people who are living it, doing it, eating it, and sleeping it, but they're also becoming a part of it and meeting individuals and gaining contacts. And I think you couldn't do any better because you're already getting your foot in the door with some of these people who you may potentially be working alongside one day and get to know. So I think just the meeting and greeting alone and getting to know everybody and learning their business, and everybody here is there to share their insight with them. I just think it's a perfect hand-in-hand relationship because we're also going to get something out of the students as well. And we're going to learn about the new and innovative technologies and developments that have been going on since we've been out of school. So I think we're all there to help each other out.
And how can people find out more about Nardo's Natural?
Nardo's Natural is a website that is growing constantly on the internet. It's becoming one of the top search engines out there for organic skincare. So you can look up organic skincare products simply through Google, or you can go to www.nardosnatural.com, Nardos natural.com, and it'll give you a lot of information, not only about our products, but the business and the background and how we developed and the four brothers behind that company.
Great. Well, once again, it's been Michael Luchies with Danny Nardo of Nardo's Natural. Danny, thanks again. We look forward to seeing you at the 2014 CEO National Conference.
Thank you. I can't wait to be there.